Hey guys, this is Anthony. I'm back and I have another movie series non-Marvel Legends figure to review. I say non-Marvel Legends because it's technically not, but it might as well be. This is Thor, obviously. He's not as good as the Captain America figure, but he is still pretty solid. Start off with the height. Comes in at 7 inches to the top of his helmet, 7.5 to the top of the wings. He comes with his hammer, of course. It's got some nice detail on it, some black wash in there throughout, a little bit on the top as well. Could have some more detail with the emblem on the side, but it's not bad. It's definitely nice enough. The handle is sculpted. There's no paint on it, unfortunately, so that could be a little bit better. It is soft a little bit, too. First thing I want to mention about this figure are the bad things. The head sculpt is not very good. Doesn't really look like Chris Hemsworth too much. It's not terrible, but it's not great. And then, of course, the helmet is sculpted on, which wouldn't be a problem except for the fact that it's not the right color. It's way too dark. It should be nearly chrome, but it's more like a gunmetal steel color, so not that good. Second problem, the cape is not symmetrical. I hate that. Some of you may not care at all, but for me it's a big problem. I don't like that. It really limits the posing you can do, and it's a lot longer on this end than over here, and it's really heavy. The sculpt of it's really nice. It looks great, it has nice shape to the flow, and it comes up nicely and all that, but it makes him really back heavy, so he's really hard to stand up just nice and straight. So that's a problem for me. Other than that, though, the figure's pretty good. The articulation's great. The head's on the same joint as Captain America, which, like I said in the Captain America video, it's a little curious to me that they would use this type of swappable head joint if they're not planning on making new versions, maybe a helmetless version or something like that. I don't know. They usually don't use this unless they plan on making new heads for the base body. So we'll see what comes from that. Hopefully they make a helmetless version. I'd pick that up. That'd be pretty cool. He's got the ball jointed shoulders. This one, unlike Captain America, has really nice big ball joints in the shoulders, so it makes him look nice and muscular rather than the Cap, which looked kind of small. He's got the swivel there, double jointed elbows, rotation in the wrist, and no hinge though in the wrist on this guy. Same on this side. Unlike Cap, he doesn't have the hinge in the wrist. The sculpting is great on the scale mill. Looks awesome. The paint's nice. The joint pegs don't have the same sculpting or paint, but it's not too bad. The bracers on the wrists are painted nicely and sculpted nicely. The torso, all kinds of detail in the armor. Nice paint. It's got the torso articulation like Cap. Doesn't come forward as much for some reason as Cap, but it still works really well. No waist articulation to go with that, unfortunately. Same hips as Cap. He's got these little flaps that come down, which make the joint look a lot better than it does on Captain America. But it's still, both figures look good. He does look a little better though. He's got the sculpting of the pants, so it's not tight. It looks nice and kind of like baggy leather or something like that. Nice paint detail. He's got the boots behind the double jointed knee. The knee pad there is connected to the bottom part, so that looks pretty cool. You can figure out how you want to do that, whether you want it with the knee or separate from the knee. However, the boots are nice and glossy like patent leather with the red behind, so they look really nice. Ankle articulation, rotation there, joint there. No ankle rocker though, so that's kind of no good. So far, really nice figure. I like him a lot. It's definitely worth picking up despite the few problems. One last problem though, the hand. The left hand is sculpted with a closed hand, open holding hand. It's sculpted closed though, so it would be perfect to hold the hammer. Unfortunately, he's supposed to hold the hammer in the right hand with the red cloth, but that's sculpted open, so he doesn't hold it nearly as well in this hand, and it doesn't look as good once you put it in this hand. So he's holding the hammer, then he's got this weird fist on the other side, so it doesn't look nearly as good as if you put it in this hand. So that's kind of a bummer for me. I think this hand should have been closed and this hand should have been open. But what can you do, I guess? See, he holds it just much better in that hand, and this hand doesn't look as goofy hanging down there with a semi-closed fist. But it's still a really nice figure. It's not a super good figure, but it's easily worth the $15 price tag. The articulation's great, the sculpt is great, and he's just a really good figure overall. So I would definitely recommend you pick him up. So far, I'm impressed by these movie series figures. I still haven't found Nick Fury or the comic Loki, Thor, or Captain America, but I'll probably pick those up as well, even though those are mostly repaints. But as far as these two go, Thor and Captain America are easily worth 15 bucks, and I definitely recommend you pick them up. So thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more figure reviews and more custom figures. And in the meantime, keep collecting.